Good morning. I'm Becky with Yin Yoga and Fitness, and welcome to Vin Yin, a 60-minute class that's dedicated today to your shoulders, especially strengthening and opening up the joint capsule. We'll begin seated. It's helpful if you have your mat aligned like you see mine in front of you. Come to a comfortable seat. Take the flesh away from beneath your sits bones as you rock side to side. That gives your pelvis a nice neutral tilt. Sit tall. Roll your shoulders and exaggerate the roll a few times. Up, all the way back, and slide down. Reverse the roll. This will help open up your upper back, the area between your shoulder blades. You can feel that stretch as you even roll your elbows forward a few times. Bring your shoulders up to your ears, press them backward and down. Tuck your chin and roll your head from side to side. Again, exaggerate the roll. Tune in to how the sides of your neck feel today. Tuck your chin to your chest, gaze forward and then gaze up. Open your jaw, stretch through your throat by jutting your jaw forward and then closing your teeth. Gaze forward. Close your eyes. Inhale deeply. Sigh it out. Observe the tone of your nervous system. Adjust the tone by paying attention to the energy that's showering down on you, the love, compassion, the abundance, the light. Tune in to what's surrounding you. Open your palms to that abundance. Inhale deeply. As you sigh out, feel that spirit permeate you. And if your spirit needs a little more grounding today, you're feeling scattered, you can place your palm on the ground or your fingertips on the ground, and then in your mind's eye, adjust the ratio of uplifting energy and grounding energy to suit what you need now. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, bring your palms together, sealing in today's practice. How wonderful it feels to be on your mat in community. Open your eyes and bring your hands onto your knees. Begin to roll your body to the left, forward, and around. Reverse the circle. And as you do so, exaggerate the motion. So maybe as you go back, you'll round through your spine, tuck your chin. As you go to the side, pin your sits bone down. When you come forward, again, pin both sits bones down and then continue the work. The stirring action, helping open lumbar spine, but also informing the trunk. It's time to do some work. You're toning your belly, toning your sides, and opening your spinal column. Stay backward, tuck your chin, hold on to your knees. Feel your shoulder blades part. Think about cat pose. Have that same rounded feeling. Feel the stretch between your shoulder blades down your spine. And then coming up to a straight spine, lean to the left. Place your left hand on the ground. Sweep right hand up and over, palm facing down. When you bend your left elbow, you'll notice your body dips down slightly. Pin your right sits bone down to the ground. Reach your arm forward. Lean forward. Walk both hands forward. Tuck your chin. Round through your spine. Press your sits bones down, walk your fingertips forward, feel your shoulders begin to stretch, especially just where the lats are, near your shoulder, armpits, down your ribs. Side to side motion, you'll begin to feel the stretch in the low back. And coming up to a full seat, tilt to the right. Raise your left arm, stretch and reach. Bend your back elbow and tilt downward. Feel the stretch happening down the side, just between your ribs. Pin your left sits bone down, press your ribs out. Reach forward. Walk your hands over to the left. Place your left hand down. Sit side saddle. So stacking your knees, sitting side saddle, you're setting up for a side plank variation. Raise your right arm up. Spread your fingers wide. Energize through your arm. Lift your hips. Press your straight arm farther backward. Feel your shoulder blade engage, your muscles beneath the shoulder engage. Lift or straighten your top leg. You can raise it or keep it straight on the ground. Press your hips up. Arch your back. Feel how strong you are, reaching for the sky, yet so grounded. Stay in side plank variation. Flip your palm, find the side bend, reaching bicep over ear. Look down, reach your arm down, and create a very big circle, exaggerating the circle. Reverse the circle. These circles can be so powerful for your shoulder stability. Every time you create the circle, press as far back as you can, finding your maximum range of motion. One more time around, ending with bicep over ear. Bring your hips down to the ground, come to a seat, facing forward, hug your knees in like you're playing hide and go seek. Reach for opposite elbows. Walk your feet backward until you feel like you are just on your tailbone and can lift one foot off the ground, maybe with eyes closed, turning on your deep balance center in your brain, your proprioception, and lift the other toe. And then maybe lift both toes and balance with your eyes closed, hugging knees in tightly. Take 2 expansive breaths. Feel your shoulder blades part behind you. Lungs inflating or helping stretch your upper back. Bring your feet down, look forward, walk your hands back. Press your hands into the ground. Feel your shoulder blades slide down. Squeeze your shoulder blades together. Feel your chest lift, your heart lift. Look up. At this point, you can lift your seat off the ground just an inch, and that will begin to strengthen the shoulders. You can rock forward and back. This destabilizing work also helping to strengthen shoulders, glutes, hamstrings. Keep your gaze up, your neck nice and long. Hold steady. Think about pressing your hips up yet another inch, or maybe up all the way. Keep your gaze up or tilt your head back, stretching your throat. Drop your hips down to the ground. Sit side saddle to the right. Raise your left arm up. Press your hips up. See how this side goes. You may feel like straightening your top leg or balancing and lifting. Focus on your left arm. Straighten it. Spread your fingers wide. Press your arm back until you hit your natural roadblock. Think a side stretch as you reach your arm over your ear, palm facing down, puff out your ribs, and then create those big, exaggerated, slow circles. The circling motion is telling your joint that you're still here, you're still interested in using the full range of its motion. The concept with joint health is if you don't use it, you will lose it. Your body's naturally lazy. You may know this firsthand. I know I do. Roll your arm maybe one more big time around. And if your body doesn't have to use energy that it's not normally using, then it shuts those things down. It's just how it is. Look down to the ground. Come to hands and knees, table pose. Spread your fingers, tuck your chin, tuck your tail, puff up your back. Lift your tail, lift your gaze to cow tilt. One more time to cat, tuck, press, exaggerate it. Press your palms into the ground. Try to tear your mat apart. Feel your outer shoulders engage. As you lift your tail, lift your gaze, drive your palms down and towards your knees. Lift your tailbone up another millimeter. Come to neutral spine, spinal balance. Inhale, extend your left leg behind you. Raise your right arm with your palm facing in like you're shaking somebody's hand. Then lift leg and balance here. Flex your leg. Exhale, touch elbow to knee. Inhale, straighten. Exhale, touch and tuck your chin. Inhale, straighten your limbs. Exhale, tuck. Inhale, straighten. Bring just your hand down, bend your knee, flex your ankle, press your heel up, feel your glute engage, drop your hip down about a half an inch. Circle your knee out to the side, maybe just grazing your elbow, and then press back, lift up, and release. Press back to child's pose. Walk your hands out. Forehead toward the ground. Spread your fingers wide. Bring your hands close enough together so that your thumbs touch. Child's pose is such a grounding pose for you. If you suffer from anxiety, if you have trouble sleeping at night, this is a lovely way to ease your body to transition to calmer waters. Rock side to side, feel your shoulders open, stretching, moving, spine moving side to side, helping to open up the vertebra. Inhale, come up back to table. Coming to spinal balance, second side. Extend opposite leg backward, right leg. Lift left arm as if you're shaking somebody's hand in front of you. Your gaze is just off your mat. Lift your leg. Hold here. Wonderful for core. Wonderful for your spinal strengthening. Touch elbow to knee. If you're shaky, that's okay. Just try even just bending knee, bending elbow, not necessarily touching. We'll do 2 more touches or 2 more elbow knee bends, whatever is working for you today. It's just so good to be on your mat, paying attention to breath, getting out of your own head. Hold spinal balance. Bring your palm down. Bend your knee. Press your heel up. Feel your glute engage. Drive your knee out to the side. Make it slow, slow, slow. This is wonderful for hip strengthening. If you get a cramp, that's normal. Graze your elbow with your knee and go back the way you came. Lift your heel up. Bring your knee back to the ground. Press back to child's pose. Forehead on the ground. Inhale, coming up to all fours. Tuck your toes. Press your hips up, downward facing dog. Spread your fingers wide. Gaze between your legs and walk your dog by bending one knee, then the other. Focus on your hands. Use your sticky mat as a tool. When you do that, you create this resistance that causes your shoulders to do their job. Instead of dumping, you are actually creating strong, bulletproof shoulders, avoiding injury over time or recovering from injury over time. Continue pedaling out your dog, wonderful for your Achilles tendon. Inhale to plank. Exhale to dog. Back and forth. Think about undulating your spine like a wave, keeping your gaze steady between your legs and then changing it between your hands as you move into plank. One more time to dog. One more time to plank. Drop your knees to the ground, untuck your toes. Bend your elbows just enough so that they graze your ribs. hold. This is upward facing dog prep, chaturanga prep. Tone your belly. With toenails on the ground, press your chest forward, lift your gaze slightly, upward facing dog. Back to chaturanga, gaze down, upward, gaze up slightly. Exhale back to child's. Inhale to table. Coming forward slightly, hips dip, bend your elbows slightly, untuck your toes, lower belly, chest, and chin to the ground. Inhale, lift, cobra. Float your palms off the ground. Dig your elbows into your side, toenails on the ground, squeeze your legs together, press back to child's pose. Exhale. Inhale to table. Tuck your toes. Downward facing dog, lifting your hips up. Keep your gaze between your hands. Pedal out your dog. Inhale to plank. Drop your knees to the ground. Bend your elbows slightly to chaturanga. Untuck your toes. Press your chest forward, upward facing dog. Retuck. Back to down dog. Walk it out. Last half A. Inhale, full plank. Drop your knees to the ground. Untuck your toes. Chaturanga, little soft elbow bend. Very good for strong shoulders. Chest comes forward, gaze goes forward. Back to child's pose. Take a rest. A lot of shoulder warming there. Turn your palms up, knuckles on the ground. Rock side to side in this variation of extended child's pose. You'll feel the stretch in your triceps and down into your ribs. Slide your hands backward. Back to table. Tuck your toes under. Press to downward facing dog. Raise your right leg parallel to the ground. Press your heel backward. Look forward and step your right foot forward. Get your right foot between your hands, however that works for you. Drop your back knee down to the ground. Untuck your back toes. Anjaneyasana. Pay attention to your back foot. As you press the top of your foot into the ground, your knee may lift off the ground. Do that a few times. That pressure, that lifting of the knee is creating a very strong knee joint. At the same time, you're opening up the front of your left hip, the hip flexors. And when they get tight, it pulls your pelvis out of alignment, causing a lot of back pain. So just a few little knee lifts in the back do so much good. Release your knee. Walk your hands up to your thigh. Use your thigh as a balance center for your hands. Press your foot into the ground. Engage your back glute in low lunge. Raise your arms up, palms facing in. Flip your palms out, bend your elbows. Keep your back glute engaged and tuck your chin. Touch your elbows and palms. Inhale, open. Press your elbows backward, look up. Exhale, tuck and touch. Inhale, a little back bend as you press your elbows back. Exhale, tuck and touch last time. Inhale, open. Place your left hand behind your head, right arm behind your back. Wiggle your hands down your spine. They may not touch, and that's okay. Press your elbows back. Think of them as butterfly wings. Press them back and then look up. Lift your chin. Release from all of this work. Bring your hands to the inside of your foot. Tuck your back toes under. Lift your knee off the ground, warrior two. Slide your back foot forward with front knee bent, leading with your arms slowly coming up to standing, warrior two. Adjust your feet and use your sticky mat. Press your feet down and towards center. Feel how strong this creates. This nice strong core line. Straighten your elbows. Make sure your back arm is nice and lifted. And then flip opposite palms, twisting your arms in your shoulder sockets, building a strong rotator cuff, and also creating more range of motion in the shoulder joint. One more twist. Open your arms. Slide your left arm behind your back. Snake it toward your hip crease. Flip your front palm. Lift your arm up by your ear. Side bend, maybe looking up at the eye of your elbow. Exhale, open your arm straight to the front. Right arm straight open, keep the bind with the left. Drop your elbow to your thigh, side angle. This is light pressure. Lift your heart. Twist your gaze over left shoulder. Press your forearm into your back. Light toes, engaged feet. Open your arms to a T. This should feel wonderful for the hardworking left arm. Straighten your front leg. Turn your toes forward. Slide your hands into your back pockets and think about your elbows as butterfly wings. Squeeze them together. And again, feel your shoulder blades engage. Squeeze the floor between your feet. A little gaze up will stretch your entire front body. Opening your arms to a T. Turn your toes to the left. Bend your front knee. And then snake your right arm behind your back. Look for the hip crease. Press your forearm into your back. Flip your palm. And then create the side bend, lifting your arm by your ear. Looking forward, find the side bend first. Nice, strong, low body. Look at the eye of your elbow. Slow is strong. Reach your left arm forward. Bring left elbow onto left thigh. Lift your chest. Look over your right shoulder. Notice the opening you're getting in front of your right shoulder. Coming up to warrior two. Deepen your two. Squeeze the floor between your feet. Bend both elbows. And then create this twisting action as you bend one and flip one arm down and then reverse. Open your arms to warrior two position. Look down at your left foot. Bring both fingertips down on either side. Tuck your back toes under. Drop your back knee down. Untuck your back toes. And here you are in Anjaneyasana, second side. So with your fingertips on blocks or the ground, press the top of your right foot in the ground, allowing your knee to come up. And feel the strength that's coming around the knee joint. Notice how the front of your hip begins to open up and your glute naturally contracts. Really good stuff for your hips. So stay here, release all effort from back knee, but keep the glute nice and engaged. Press your foot into the ground, bring your palms on top of your thighs. From this point, get your balance going here. Tone your belly, raise your arms up. Elbows bend out to goalposts. Tuck your chin, touch elbows and palms together. Give your tailbone a little tuck. Inhale, open, press your bent elbows backward, look up. Exhale, tuck and touch. You're starting to open up trunk, side body especially on the right side. Psoas is getting a nice opening here. That's a muscle that snakes down your front of your hip and around to your low back. Tuck, touch, and then release, open. Slide your left arm behind your low back. Bring your right hand behind your head. Press your wings backward. Maybe wiggle fingers a little closer. Lift your chin, look up. Look down, bring both fingertips to the ground. Get left foot behind you. That should feel great. Bring both hands onto the ground. A few cat-cow variations, either rolling your tail in big circles, one direction and the other, or traditional cat-cow. Decide what feels best to you. From cat-cow, tuck your toes, press up to downward facing dog, walk your dog out. Your mat is a place to gain clarity. It's a place of connection. You connect breath to movement, but over time, other dots get connected as well. The dots of uplifting self-talk begin to emerge. The dots of understanding habitual thought patterns that may not be healthy. Press back, lift your tailbone, maybe heels pressing down to the ground. Keep your gaze between your hands. Look forward and walk forward to the top of your mat. Inhale, come up halfway. Reach your hands behind you. Squeeze your arms toward one another, palms facing down. Feel the strength of your back beginning to build. Forward fold, exhale. Shake it out. Light toes, engaged feet. Slowly coming up to standing. Press your arms backward like wings. Spread your fingers wide. As if you're going up an imaginary wall, slow the motion down. Press back and up, palms together, thumbs to heart center. Samastitihi equals standing pose, forward fold, exhale. Inhale, halfway up, reach behind you, squeeze your shoulder blades together, lift your tailbone, lift your chest. Forward fold, exhale. That half lift building such lovely back strength. Step back to plank. With knees lifted, full plank. Bend your elbows, lower down 1/2 inch, untuck your toes. Strong body position. Press your chest forward. Drop your knees to the ground. Lift just right knee and lower. Lift just left in upward facing dog and lower. Tone your belly. Lift both knees off the ground. Press the tops of your feet into the ground. Drop your knees down. Press back to child's pose slowly, or create another downward facing dog. As you walk your dog, just think about your palms. They are like feet. Spread your fingers wide. If you have arthritis in your family, stretch your fingers out apart, keeping the ligaments, the joints nice and open will help you over time. Lift just your left leg up. Step left foot forward between your hands. Warrior two, slowly coming up to warrior two. And step your feet together in the middle of your mat, arms out to your side. I'll face forward. From this position, step left foot behind right. Shiva. Bend both knees. Bring your hands behind your head. Interlace your hands. Lift your chest and press your elbows backward. Side bend to the right. Feel this enormous stretch down the front of your hip. Lift your chin just a bit. Press your elbows back. Inhale, center. Keep your hands where they are. Step right foot behind left. Bend both knees slightly. Lift your chest, press your elbows backward, and side bend to the right. A few deep breaths here. Stepping forward. Open your arms to a T. Bring left arm in front of you. Cross your body. Top it by right for eagle arm practice. Bend both elbows. Bring left hand closer to you. Cross your wrists and touch palms. That's just one way to open your shoulders. You can also hug yourself. So either eagle arms or hug. Regardless of which you have, lift and lower your elbows up and down. Wonderful opening for the rhomboids between your shoulder blades that get tight from our Western lifestyle of looking down and forward. It's not your fault. We all have it. Lower your elbows, open your arms to a T, cross right, top it by left, eagle arm practice, second side. Bend your elbows, bring your right hand closer to you, touch your palms and lift and lower just a few times, creating a nice open shoulder joint. Release your arms out to the side. Face to the right. Walk forward. Exhale to chair pose. In chair pose, wiggle your toes. Drop left arm and twist. Look behind you. Spread your wings. Press your arms backward. Spread your fingers apart. Bring your left arm behind your back. Wiggle your fingertips. so that you feel your hip crease. Look at your right hand and listen. Step left leg backward. Side angle pose. Place your right elbow on top of right thigh. Lift your chest. Look over your left shoulder. Press your left arm into your back. All of these things creating a nice, stable shoulder joint. Keep your left arm where it is. Straighten your front leg. Slowly come to standing. Open your arm, right arm to a T. Turn your toes forward. Bring both arms behind your back. Reach for opposite elbows. Squeeze the floor between your feet. A little back bend here. Exhale, tone your belly. Forward fold very slowly. Looking between your legs. Deep bend to the right. Deep squat to the left. Squatting side to side. Holding on to opposite elbows. Opening up shoulder, hip, and knee joints. Ankles also. Coming center, roll up to standing. Open your arms to a T. Twist your arms in your shoulder sockets. And practice eagle arms. Right arm under left, eagle arms, or hug yourself. Bend your right knee, just your right knee. And practice balancing on left foot. Bending, launching, lifting, holding. All of this working hard on your outer hips as you open your shoulder joint. So your outer hip joints, your outer hip stabilizing muscles don't really get a lot of action throughout the day unless you focus on them. But strong outer hips and knees and ankles protect you if you trip. So the next time you can, balance on your left foot. You can have your right toes on the ground to balance, or turn your knee out, bring the sole of your foot to the inside of your ankle for tree pose. Start low, maybe with toes on the ground, sliding your foot up your calf if you wish. Coming in and out. The eagle is an uncommon creature. Step out to a wide stance. Turn your toes to the left. Warrior two legs, eagle arms. Lift your eagle arms. Engage your back leg like a kickstand. Gaze up. Tuck your chin, forward fold. Eagles soar far higher than the birds of the air that bother them, that pester them. That would be crows. And what kind of crows have you had to soar above lately? There are difficult people that come into your life. Forward down, forward folding and lifting. Inhale. Open your arms to a T. Warrior two. Step your back foot forward. Warrior one. Turning your shoulders and your hip points forward. It's a slightly shallower knee bend, but this position helps stretch the front of your right hip. Tuck your chin, forward fold, reach behind you, humble warrior. Inhale, lifting up, warrior one. Look down, touch the ground, step your foot back, take an optional vinyasa. Chaturanga, upward facing dog. Retuck your toes to downward facing dog. Walk it out. So just like eagles, yogis are uncommon creatures. They are soaring above the pesky order of the day. Gaze forward, hop to chair. Exhale, reach forward. Sweep right arm back behind you. Spread your wings, press your arms back, spread your fingers apart. Bring your right arm behind your back. Snake it around until you feel maybe the hip crease. Raise your left arm up just a bit. And then listen. Step right foot back to side angle pose. Elbow comes on knee. Lift your chest, gaze over your shoulder. Press your forearm into your back. All of this working to help open up your shoulder girdle. Coming up to warrior two. Flip your palm, peaceful warrior. A little side bend, and then gaze at the eye of your elbow. Keep the bind. Reach your arm out, straighten your leg, turn your toes. Open your arms to a T. Flip your palms up. Lift your arms up. Feel the vulnerability of five-pointed star. Press your arms backwards. Squeeze the ground between your feet. Gaze up. Open your arms to a T. Eagle arm practice. Left arm crosses, right arm taps it. Eagle arms. Bend your left knee. Practice balancing on right foot. And I'll face you as you do so. As you practice balancing on right foot, think about all of the muscles working hard down the side of your leg. You do not use them very often in this plane. This is called the transverse plane. You normally work in the sagittal plane, which is physiological speak for forward and back. But now side to side, yogis move side to side, and it feels so good. Now balance, hold your balance on your right foot. Think about building a beautiful tree with your big toe on the ground, knee out. Grow your roots, bring your foot to the inside of your ankles, slide your foot up, eagle and tree, all together. Hold steady. Step your foot out and turn. Warrior 2 feet. Back leg nice and strong. Turning your body forward. Lift your elbows up. Engage your back leg like a kickstand as you lift your arms. Open your arms to a T. Warrior 2. Warrior 1. Step your back foot forward. Turn your hips. Square your shoulders. Raise your arms up. And forward fold. Humble warrior. Raise your arms up behind you. Inhale, lift. You uncommon creatures, you people of light, you people of love, the people of this world that practice compassion are changing the world, even though the noise may suggest otherwise. Look down, touch the ground, step back to plank, finishing out your vinyasa, or pressing right back to child's pose, whatever you feel like. Inhale, coming up to hands and knees. Spread your fingers wide. One round of cat-cow to reset your body. And then a big circle with your tailbone only. Think of your tailbone as drawing a circle behind you on the wall, or whatever structure's behind you. Reverse your circles. So this is lumbar spinal opening here, getting a very deep range of motion ability into the lumbar spine. Come to neutral table, press your hips backward, slide your right hand toward the center of your mat, and then twist toward your screen. Lift your arm up, spread your fingers, press your arm back, a big wave here. This quasi child's pose, opening up the shoulder just a little bit more. And then reverse. Lift opposite arm out and up, press it back and wave it side to side against an imaginary wall. Looking forward, come to a seat facing the screen. And today's practice will be using a strap. And if you don't have a strap and you're watching this on YouTube, you can pause and go get a belt or a strap. Otherwise, find a comfortable seat with your ankles crossed. Rock your body side to side so that you feel your sits bones really grounding down. So part of range of motion in any joint, especially the ball and joint that is your glenohumeral joint, your shoulder joint, you have to use muscular energy to create more space in the joint capsule. So let's do that. Taking your strap into hand into a wide V, hold on, and practice trying to pull the strap apart. Notice the muscles that are working to do that. So make these little pulsing pulls. It's a tug of war. Pulse and lift the strap. Relax it. Pull the strap apart. Relax and lift. So what you are doing here is you're using your body's natural reflexes to start allowing the joint to open, to create more space. This increases over time your range of motion, your abilities. And if you love yoga, if you love to carry kids around or ride bikes or do anything active, you need your shoulders. So once you reach your roadblock, that's the place where your arms don't want to go any farther back. Stay here. Pull the strap apart. Feel your arms shake. No matter how strong you are, your stabilizing muscles will be working hard here. Release. Think about pressing your knuckles back another millimeter, not too much farther. Pull the mat or pull the strap apart. Relax, press back. Do you see you're getting a little bit more space? Pull, relax, press back. Hold here. Bring the strap down behind your head. Bend your elbows. So if it's hard to bend your elbows and keep the tension, then I suggest walking your hands a little closer together. Bend your elbows. Strap comes down to your shoulders. Keep the tension in the strap. Lift the strap up to the ceiling. Keep your arms straight. Bring the strap forward and down. Do that one more time. Lift up. A big stretch backward. Bend your elbows. Pull the strap apart. You can feel your pecs, the fronts of your shoulders begin to stretch. Press up and down. Keep the strap in your right hand or belt. Raise your right arm. Bend your elbow so that the strap is behind you. Bring your left arm out. Flip your palm so it's facing backward. Bring your hand behind your back until you find the strap. Walk your hands a little closer together. So this feels quite awkward for everybody. So if you want, you can uncross your legs. That might feel better for your back. Walk your hands closer together. This is called cow face arms. Press your elbows backward. Think of them as butterfly wings. Press them back, relax, and then walk your hands a little closer together. Press your elbows backward, relax, walk your hands a little closer. Press your elbows backward, relax, and walk a little closer. Come to your roadblock, that place where you are done. Notice if your chin is down and you're looking down. Look up, lift your chin. Think about pulling the strap apart gently. You're going to feel some sensation. Relax, maybe walk your hands a little closer together. Pull the strap apart, relax, and walk. Just for 3 breaths, can you stay in this awkward, uncomfortable, but beneficial pose, cow face arms? Use your breathing, which is showering your body with endorphins, the kind of hormones that help relax you. And so slowly release. Make your movement gentle. And no matter how that looked, know that it is an uncommon pose. to practice, but it is one of those. Roll your shoulders up, back, and down a few times. One of those that takes your joints to their max, creating the space in the joint capsule that you need for range of motion. If you like to play tennis or even get yourself dressed, you know how important that is. So once you feel your shoulders have rebounded a bit, take the strap into your left hand and raise your arm. Drop the strap behind you. Stretch your right arm out to the side, flip your palm back, and then bend your elbow. Walk your hands together. So start where you need to start. And this is very common. Probably a lot of you are kind of forward and down just because it's not easy. So think about fighting for a little bit more height in your spine. Lift your chin. Press your elbows backward. Relax, and then walk your hands a millimeter closer. Press elbows back. Relax, and we'll do that about 2 more times. Don't worry if you're not able to walk your hands closer together. Your shoulders have a lot of history. They have a lot of emotional history. Some of you may have injury history, and my heart goes out to you because I have been there twice and it is no fun. So whatever you can do, hopefully you're celebrating that right now. Pull the strap apart. Relax. Maybe get a little bit more, maybe close up the space a little bit more between your hands. Pull, relax, walk your hands closer. One more time. Now you should not be feeling any tingling, numbness, or shooting pain. You will feel sensation. Lift your chin, lift your arm, breathe 3 deep breaths, using your body's natural ability to calm all systems, from digestive to respiratory to nervous. Your breathing is what helps you do that. That's what makes you an uncommon creature in this world. You have that ability to change the temperature in any room by starting with yourself. Release the strap. You can set the strap aside and roll your shoulders around a few times. Open your arms. Spread your wings back and hug yourself slowly. Tuck your chin, open, and hug yourself opposite. Turn and stretch your legs out in front of you. Rock your body side to side, take the flesh away, sitting tall in staff pose, Dandasana. Bring your fingertips to the ground and turn your fingertips backward. Spread your fingers apart and think about pressing your palms down to the ground. You may feel sensation in your forearms, maybe up to your elbow, or even in your fingers. The more you lean back, the more of a stretch you're going to feel in your wrist. And then release, flip your palms, knuckles on the ground. Try to bring your wrists all the way to the ground, and this may be plenty for you sitting up tall. But the more you drag your knuckles forward and press your arms down to the ground, the more you will feel the stretch in your forearm. So this particular stretch is getting into the extensors of your wrist and forearm. This is where carpal tunnel syndrome can become an issue, right where it attaches to the elbow. Curl your fingers into your palm for an additional sensation. Release, shake it out. Slowly lie back. And as you lie back, hug your knees to your chest. Rock side to side. Practice happy baby. You can practice an alternative variation by taking peace fingers around big toe. Bring your knees wide apart. Curl your big toe around peace fingers. Rock side to side. Chinese medicine teaches that there are meridians in your body, lines of energy. So big toe meridian goes straight to heart. So it's lovely to think peace fingers wrapping around a line that goes right to your heart. Yoga is so beautiful that way. All these subliminal messages happening all the time in your practice change you over time. It's just like the people you hang out with. If you hang around with people who uplift you all the time, you become that light to others. What are you marinating in? Who are you spending time with? Where is your gaze going on a daily basis? Hug your knees in. Release left leg long to the ground. Twist, taking your right knee across your body. Stretch out your right arm. Take several deep breaths here. You have the option to bind your hand around the outside of your foot. You can flip your palm, the right palm, a few times, twisting your upper arm bone in your shoulder socket. Slowly wiggle your shoulder down to the ground and turn your gaze to the right to complete the twist. You were not created to live in anxiety, fear, and judgment. You were not created to hide behind a mask and look down at the ground and not meet others' eyes when you walk into a store. Even if you are covered by a mask in these days, you can project so much warmth from behind it just by the way you come in with your heart lifted and your head lifted. Roll to your back, hug your knees in. Extend right leg all the way down to the ground. Come to the twist, second side. Bring your knee across your body. Wiggle your body until you feel your left shoulder coming down toward the ground. A few deep belly breaths will continue the wonderful effects of the parasympathetic response that you've been sparking all practice. The suppression of cortisol is the number one benefit of your yoga practice. When you breathe slowly and deeply, it's like a black cloud dissipating, shrinking with every breath. Cortisol has been linked to heart disease, cancer, anxiety, diabetes, overweight. These are Western studies that I'm telling you about. But this benefit is something that Eastern medicine is known for a long time. Just by simple observation, you feel better. And over time, you feel better for much longer. Twist your arm a few times, flipping your palm. And then coming out of the twist, lie back, hug your knees in. Curl your forehead up to your knees, and then lie back all the way. Releasing right leg long to the right corner of your mat, left leg long to left. Wiggle your shoulder blades so that they're close and flat on the ground. And extend your arms. A gesture of open Open to receiving abundance, the abundance that's showering above you, filling you, and combining with the grounding beneath you, holding you up, calming you. And you are the embodiment of both. We're put on this earth for both reasons. To give what's needed to be given. Take a deep breath in. Sigh it out. Rest. 10 breaths. Shavasana. Slowly coming back to awareness, wiggle your fingers and toes, roll your feet, roll your hands, take a stretch, reach your arms overhead, a deep breath in, and then hug your knees into your chest. As you gather your knees to your chest, in a gesture of appreciation for taking time for your wellness, for your practice, for lighting a fire, for dusting out corners, roll to your side and press up to a seat, facing forward. And as you take your seat, rock your hips from side to side, taking the flesh away. Once you come to your seat, roll your shoulders a few times. We'll end with a neck stretch. Part of shoulder tightness does start in the scalenes, which are a triad of muscles on either side of your neck that feed into your just below your clavicle and side and back of your shoulder. Tilt your head. And as you tilt your head to the right, lift your chin slightly. You'll feel the stretch immediately down the side of your neck. Extend your left arm out to the side, palm facing the back, and press your straight arm back. You'll notice sensation around the cap of your shoulder and into your bicep. Place your hand on top of your head, adding a little pressure, lifting your chin. Press your arm a little farther back. Tilt your head a little closer to your shoulder. Drop left shoulder down slightly. You may be surprised at how much sensation you feel, because scalenes are sneaky like that. And they can't help it. They respond to your Western lifestyle, bringing your palms on your knees. Keep your head where it is. Slowly drop your chin to your chest. Yes, your head weighs 10 pounds, and when it's forward and down, working on tasks at your desk or looking at your phone, a lot of muscles work hard to hold it there. Drop your left ear over left shoulder. Lift your chin slightly. Extend right arm out, flip your palm, press your arm backward. You're going to feel sensation in your bicep, maybe down to your thumb. Stay here or add weight with your left hand. Just a little weight. Lift your chin up slightly. The micro stretching you're feeling, it creates a burn. It's a soft burn. It's not a big burn, but you will feel something. Press your arm a little farther back. Tilt your head a little farther down. Drop your right shoulder, and then keep your head where it is. Drop your hands to your lap. Tuck your chin to your chest. Gaze forward, gaze up. Another big nod. And release. Straighten your spine. Notice how your heart lifts in response. Bring your palms together, resting your thumbs on your lifted heart in Anjali Mudra, a gesture of prayer, compassion for self and others, and for gratitude. May the love, light, kindness, and compassion that radiates all around you so abundantly shine out through your lifted heart today, uplifting those who need it, calling out special qualities in others who may need to hear about those things that you see in them. You have the power. Your words carry so much weight in this world. Use them well today. Om Shanti, peace. Namaste. And on behalf of Yin Yoga, I'd like to thank you for joining me today. My name is Becky, and if you have any comments or questions, you can use the chat below on YouTube. I hope to see you again soon.